Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my daughter used to watch a cartoon called Cupcake and Dino, which is awesome. You never outgrow that one. It's great. It's just a cupcake and a dinosaur that like do stuff. It's amazing.
Like
I would watch the fuck out of that.
Someone stayed up one night and was like, I'm gonna fucking find this ghost. I'm gonna
kill this ghost.
It turns out I'm gonna kill it
Dead again.
Bill Murray turned up and was like, fucking busted that bastard.
That's a sexual position, isn't it? The plowman's son.
Is
The
it?
plowman's son. Let's
Oh
do
my
the
God.
plowman's. I'm not.
I mean, you can
bendy
picture
enough.
something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, and I know that I can't do that.
Welcome to this very special mashup episode. I'm Taylor Glenn, and along with Hannah George, we are true crime comedy podcast, Drunk Women Solving Crime. And today, joining us from the spectacular Ghost Huns podcast, please welcome comedians Hannah Bachowski and Suzie Priest.
Oh, wow.
And together we
Stunning.
are Drunk
Huns
Solving
Solving
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
Really rolls off the
very
tongue.
nice. Yeah.
Just really, I shouldn't say quite about that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to land and stick, and yeah.
Really nice.
Oh, couldn't have
Hello, guys.
slurred
Thank
that.
you for being with us. How are you?
Oh, thank you for having us. I'm very well. I'm better now. I'm drinking.
Well, I've
Yeah,
just had
there
2
you go.
sips of Carver and I'm already slurring my words.
That-
So
Yeah, it's only going to go downhill from here.
This is my favorite time of day to have a drink,
Lunchtime.
actually.
Yeah.
Lunchtime.
yes,
That's when you're like,
For
oh, I
listeners.
don't have a 9 to 5. Gorgeous.
Yes, it's a
You can
reminder
really
of like,
appreciate that.
yeah, I'm in a different kind of work, exciting, creative,
Yeah.
But also, I can go to bed comfortably at 8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got
That's
a
rock
gig
and roll.
called Pussy Jokes, so there's no stakes for that one.
No.
I think I'll be all right there
No,
later.
that's it. Do you only have to tell pussy jokes?
I think it's just women telling pussy jokes. Yeah, so I'm going to
Nice.
have 7 Carvers and see how that
Yeah.
goes later. So yeah,
I mean, as well
listen,
as it
work is
possibly
work,
could.
guys.
I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it would go very well.
I think it's going to go well. I have no material, but I'm just going to, riff it.
Yeah. Just
Are
get
you,
me
are you
vomit
seriously
on
just going to
stage.
riff it?
No, I'm actually genuinely not.
Oh,
That
okay.
gives me hives thinking about that. No,
I
I'll
was
just,
so impressed that you were just going to riff
You're like,
pussy
"Pussy,
jokes.
vagina jokes. No,
I would
I'll
come
just-
with cat jokes and be like,
No, that's very good. That's very good. Because everyone else is going to be like, oh, my labia's fallen out. And you're going to be like, oh, my cat did this really cute thing. And everyone's going to be set. Oh, do you know what you should go? Call them up.
Yes.
Get
Listen,
Taylor
I'll
on.
have your massage.
guess what?
and
Now
you go
I
do
have
pussy
hives.
jokes.
No, we are not doing this. It's great to have you guys on. We've wanted to mash up with you for some time
We've
because
made it work.
I
Yes.
think that true crime and ghost stories sit very comfortably together
Yeah.
on a cozy couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big true crime. But I want I don't really like comedy, even though I'm a stand-up comedian. I don't like watching or listening to comedy. I want like the worst.
You laugh and I'm like, I
I
get it.
I hate
get
it.
it.
My boyfriends always joke because both our boyfriends are like, we love comedy. We're so like, they're so nerdy about it. And they're always like, look at that joke. And I'm like, you just pissed off. And let me watch someone getting pulled up from a playground like, I don't know.
Pit.
Yeah, some poor dismembered person.
I totally get
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I love a bit of true crime. If someone gives and you know, this is really bad. If someone gives me a true crime recommendation and no one dies, I'm raging.
Oh,
Which is bad because I actually don't want anyone to die, but you know they already
Well,
have.
they've already died.
So
by
we
the
may
time.
as well
Yeah.
make a documentary about it.
I also don't like it if they hold back who's died for so long.
No.
And it's kind of just give me the facts up front so I can decide whether or not to.
Oh, you're going to hate my case today.
It's always the person who made the room light up, though. Surely that's the way. That's the way they all go, isn't it?
Do you get annoyed at the unsolved mysteries? You know that one on Netflix where it's like, and there's no ending.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
I always need
that
it to be
frustrates me.
resolved.
Yeah.
I find that a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I'm old enough that I watched the original Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh,
Wait,
is there
no,
an
that might have been
OG?
out in the 50s.
I was
Like,
going
how
to
you
say.
Might have
look
been the second
amazing.
round.
Yeah. For 84, you look great.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, it really wasn't the 50s, wasn't it? I just say I'm old
I
enough
didn't
for
know there was an
everything. I'm
OG one.
Let me
What?
tell you about the
Yeah.
war.
I think it might have been the 80s, actually.
Yeah,
I
see?
don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was the 80s, and yes, I remember it. But it even
Really?
frustrated me then. I needed
Yeah.
resolution.
See, I like a
Yeah.
cold case because I can sit there with wine saying that I know the answer.
Oh, okay.
You know, like the staircase, definitely the owl.
Do you think
And
theory?
Adnan Syed obviously did it.
Obviously did it, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I like to do.
That's
I
what
like
they
to
should
debate
have
it
called
afterwards.
cereal.
Yeah.
They should have just called
He
it
did
that.
it.
Adnan Syed did it.
I think it would have been even more groundbreaking if they had just called it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
They
we
were
should
missing
start
a
another
trick.
one just called On the Nose. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, great. I'd listen to that.
Maybe. So yeah, I think we're all gonna make very good detective bedfellows. So we're gonna do a little bit of our format, a little bit of your format. So I was gonna start by. I've got the details of a case here.
Amazing.
You guys don't know anything about it. And we're going to unravel it little by little, and I'll ask you some questions as we go. Just like
Yeah,
the
love
real
that.
detectives.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Got the carver in hand and ready to solve a murder.
Yeah.
Is it a murder? Is it always a murder?
No,
No.
we do all
Is some
manner of
Robberies.
In this one.
Well, now I'm afraid.
know
I'm
how I
afraid.
feel.
I
No
hope it
spoilers, Hannah.
satisfies your
You know how I
hunger.
feel about the dead
Has anyone
people.
been dismembered in a pit?
Yeah. 'Cause if not, I'm getting that bottle of carver and I'm walking out.
Hannah's going to be so mad at me. I'm so scared.
I'm joking. I'll take any crime.
Guess what? There is a death.
Oh,
There.
beautiful.
Spoiler. Because I think you'd guess that. You'd be like, what the hell is going to happen here? Because there's a lot of story first. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Our case, guys. Whoa.
She's absolutely twatted
It's
already.
the first.
Do you know what I might have to do? I
Hitting
might
of
move
the
it
mic.
here. So sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
feel
so
free.
Sorry.
No.
I apologise
Do
for
you know what?
her.
We
This will happen.
We joke because this is the loudest table that's ever been put in a podcast
Oh,
studio.
really?
Oh,
Ever.
lovely.
Well, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just so.
Oh,
That's why we
yeah.
have these attractive coasters from Amazon.
Oh, wow.
I like them.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Should we get into
I'm a fan.
coasters?
You're
Screw
bouncy.
the crime.
This.
bouncy.
Drunk Huns Solving Coasters.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
into it.
I'm into
Yeah, death by coaster. What a way to go.
Oh, that'd
Like
be
a frisbee
terrible.
to the neck or something. So I really looked at you there.
You really did,
Sorry.
actually. Yeah.
It's like frisbee to the neck.
You look like you got a good arm as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Thank
Okay.
It's
you.
very punchy.
Yeah, Spanish and frisbee.
I was going to say,
yeah.
say it again in Spanish. It'll be even more like,
Hello, frisbee.
No. Frisbee.
That's really offensive. I'm so sorry, guys.
Shouldn't it be like El Frisbee?
Yeah,
That's really
frisbee.
offensive.
Yeah, that was it. Okay.
But it would just be frisbee, wouldn't it? Because it's
It's a brand name.
It's a
Yes.
brand name rather than
Yeah.
Because I remember
Kleenex.
I once wrote an episode of Kids TV about a frisbee competition, and it had to be called the Flying Disc Competition. and I was like, come on,
really?
guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's
true.
interesting.
Yeah, my daughter used to watch a cartoon called Cupcake and Dino, which is awesome. You never outgrow that one. It's great. It's just a cupcake and a dinosaur that like do stuff. It's
What,
amazing.
like hand
I
stuff?
would watch the fuck out of that.
Because I'm not sure. I mean, we've only just met, but I'm
Yeah.
questioning your parenting skills. It's just this cupcake that wanks off a dinosaur, and then
Dinosaur.
I've literally had half of it.
Oh,
Because I haven't
dear.
eaten.
Yeah.
That's what's
Anyway, they call it sports disc, and they make a big joke of that. Like,
Sports
sports disc.
I think Ouija
Anyway.
board's the same. It's a brand, isn't it?
A Ouija board.
Yeah, I think Ouija's probably the same in every.
Well, I heard that
Country,
Ouija,
right?
We did a
actually,
case,
the
yeah.
name of it was because when the Ouija board was first there, they asked it to spell out what its name was, and it spelled out Ouija.
Oh, you can't give yourself
Really?
a nickname. That's just really
Yeah,
bad.
that's bang out of order Ouija board. That's what I've read quite recently.
I thought it was
actually.
branded by like Hasbro or
It
something.
probably it could.
It was both. We did this as a case.
Ah, did you?
Yeah. Because
That's
I
what
was.
you were going to say before I brought
I
it in.
thought it was like this ancient device that
Yes.
has been used for hundreds of years, and it's like,
No.
no, we're going to sell it to the
It's a
suburbs.
kid's toy.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was how they marketed it. They're
Oh,
like,
that
it
was
told
their
us its name.
Right.
So
Yeah.
frisbee
I
and
see.
Ouija, yeah, same.
It's like
same bag.
Haagen-Dazs, totally made up. That's not like a Danish.
Haagen-Dazs not
It's
a
just
thing?
a made up name that sounds like, ooh,
Oh, to make you
Haagen-Dazs.
think you're eating posh ice cream.
Yes.
I
I can't
Haagen-Dazs.
believe we haven't even said the first line of this
Sorry,
case.
I'm so.
So
This
sorry.
is a theme
It's
of
just
We're gonna
just
will
like the
go
real
round
detectives.
houses.
No, please don't. Please don't. Okay, our case takes us to Victorian England,
Love that.
a time of economic equality, robust human rights, and great personal hygiene.
Hashtag not.
Not.
You made me jump.
The case we're discussing today involves a man called William Terriss, who eventually became very well known in his job. So your first question is, what was that job?
Actor. Yeah, I fucking love this guy.
Do you know
The Garrick
this?
Theatre. I'm not saying anything else.
Okay.
I'm going to get well nerdy over this.
We have
But I need
silenced
I
our
need to keep
first
stum though.
detective.
He's an actor, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes! Oh my god, I'm such a teacher's pet. I'm actually glowing.
You're like,
so
I'm not going to say
pleased.
anything else except every answer.
Yes.
I'm just going to sit here and chew
Oh
wine.
no! I have to hand over to you. You've got
No,
to
what?
guess.
What?
No,
Hang
no,
on, so you
it's
know
fine.
this case?
Maybe, maybe not. Carry on.
I'm going to say hot tub fixer man.
Yes, I love this. I love that you're
Close
still
by.
going
Still
in.
going in.
Yeah.
Somebody had to fix those hot tubs.
Yeah.
They were rudimentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's in Victorian England. They didn't have plumbing either. I don't know.
I love a Victorian hot
actor.
tub.
He is.
He was an actor, so we can proceed. Not everybody has to answer every question. That would be ridiculous.
We'll just let Suzie do it.
Sorry.
So you've seen
No, it's
pictures
brilliant.
of him. Do you see Timothy Chalamet? Because I think he looks like Timothy Chalamet.
Well, no, I can't recall his face.
Oh, okay.
I just think I vaguely know.
Well, if
but
they ever make a
does he
movie out of
look
it, I
like
think Tim
Chalamet?
Chal needs to be in there.
Really?
Do you
Yeah,
guys?
but I don't think he does. I think it should be played by Jeremy Allen White because Jeremy Allen White should have played Willy Wonka, and Chalamet took that.
Interesting.
Jeremy Allen? Who's
He
Succession.
looks exactly the same as Gene Wilder.
No,
Like,
not Succession.
Oh.
The bear.
Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bear.
I feel
Oh,
very
yes.
strongly about that, and you just so happen to hit my.
Your Achilles heel.
Yeah, my Achilles heel.
Oh, Christ.
He does look a lot like him though, doesn't he?
I don't know why I didn't do it. It's very I want to know everything.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Also, Wonka didn't do well, did it?
I loved
Apparently it
it.
was shy.
Oh,
I haven't
no.
seen it. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment on it because,
I've
If I
seen it.
haven't seen a movie,
Did you
I'd say
enjoy
it
it?
didn't do very well.
Well, I really
Because I didn't go.
Yeah, exactly. I do like a musical, and they call it chocolate, and I really like the way they say chocolate. Yeah, so that's how I pronounce chocolate.
I can
now.
understand that.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit
fair.
fun.
But do you like Timothy Chalamet? Because that's what I wanted to talk about.
We're actually getting around to Timothy Chalamet. This is an episode
Finally.
about... Yeah.
I think he's really cute, but he's very small. That's all I have to say. Don't you feel
I
like
just don't think he's
crush
fit
him
at
under?
all. I
think
don't
he's-
get
I
it.
think he's very annoying.
I don't think he's gorgeous. Everyone's like, he's gorgeous. I just don't see
Oh,
it.
see, I think he's cute, but I wish I could blow him up like in a Xerox
Yeah.
machine and just make him the right size.
Give him a bit of a tum.
Yeah.
Give him a bit of everything.
Yeah, in all dimensions. Yeah.
No, I know what you
Love a
mean.
bit of belly. Yes, I
You were
mentioned
talking about this on an episode of
Oh,
yours.
probably. Yeah,
It was
I've got-
great.
We will repeat
Maybe it's
themes.
maybe it's a kink.
Oh, I love it.
I love that. You shouldn't say that though, like to your partner. Be like, I think me liking this bit about you is probably a kink.
Yeah.
It's probably not normal,
Yeah,
is it?
fleshy tongue.
This is weird.
Sorry, Adam, if you're listening.
Okay.
So he was an actor.
Yeah.
So, next question. Do you think he hailed from a wealthy background or a murking class?
Murky.
She can't even say it. She finds it so disgusting.
The poor people wear those pubic things.
Murky
That's what
class.
it means, isn't it? The poor people
Is he
with the,
from
with the fake
American?
pubes.
Merkin classes.
We've made this all about vaginas already. The hand stuff, the merkin.
Yeah, I'm putting this in later.
So sorry.
I haven't talked about merkins in a long time, and I used to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Merkin class.
Well, when you first learn what a merkin is, that's all you talk about. You're just like, hey guys, want to talk about merkins?
yeah.
You know
But
what a
how
merkin
do you
is?
attach it?
I think tape, like
Glue.
tip tape.
Like tip tape?
Double-sided
yeah.
tape.
Well, there's wig glue,
Glue.
so there's probably merkin glue.
Yeah.
Can I just
Gotta be
clarify
careful.
what it is? Is it stick on pubes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For who?
Anyone.
Funny.
It's all inclusive. If you want a merkin,
May I have a
you get a
Merkin?
merkin.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there like? But I thought it was specifically for women. Like, is it a
really?
perkin for blokes? I don't know.
Merkin and a Merkin. Let's Merkin and Merkin.
That's the new TV show.
Yeah. Is it for, what's it for, sorry? What is this
Stick
for?
on pubes.
Is it for porno?
I don't think you have to whisper porno.
No, but is it that? I don't understand what's it
I think it
for.
can be
I guess so,
anything.
because a full bush was all the rage in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
So is
maybe
that
some
why
people
it
weren't-
exists?
Also,
bushy
imagine a full
I'm not
bush being all the
actually
rage
sure.
and you've got alopecia.
Yeah.
It could be like a drawing on your eyebrows, kind of.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a charity, because I feel like I could donate a lot at the moment. To be honest.
yeah. A change.org. It's like she's
Yeah,
donating her merkin.
That'd
know
be
what?
great. You're like, well, I'm growing it out for
Yeah.
the
Growing
kids.
it out.
Yeah. I'm
well,
doing
for
my
the kids
bit.
maybe, but like, you know.
Yeah, not the Make
That's
a
for a
Wish
lady
Foundation.
that, yeah, exactly. That's for a lady
It's
that.
actually not for kids.
Are they going to have like a event where they then trim it all off while everyone sits around and claps?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
We'll come, we'll have a bottle of cava and be like, come on,
Do
Hannah.
you know what? That would be lovely. That'd be lovely.
When
And
the clit appears, we'll cheer.
I'd have done it in one lovely big plait.
Yeah. And then wait for all the men to be like, I can't do it. See, we did say. I'm so sorry.
Please
this
carry
is
on.
great.
No, not
Sorry.
at all. So he was rich.
Right.
Well, that's the end of that. Wow.
Did you guess?
No, I guessed that he was murky.
I was going to say murky.
Yeah, because I couldn't even say working properly,
Yeah.
so we didn't get very
Yeah.
So he's
far.
rich,
I said the
okay.
murky class. Ooh. William's father was George Herbert Lewin, a barrister, and William was born in St. John's Wood. He went away to boarding school, and then William studied at Oxford. I mean, it's every British
Posh boy.
comedian over 50.
Yeah.
And under.
Proper posh boy.
And quite a few under. But before he found fame on stage, William did try a few other jobs. He joined the Royal Merchant Navy. He worked as a tea planter in Bengal. I'm sure he was very well liked there. He tried sheep farming, horse breeding. I have questions.
Horse breeding.
I know.
I know exactly what that is.
Why'd you say it so ominously? I know what that is.
Yeah.
I'll fuck it. I've got some
I
fucking
can't
stories
tell
about
you
that.
because it'll take too much time, but I do know.
We'll talk about that later over a carve.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about this because when I was still doing stand-up, I was emceeing a gig and I did the classic, like, what do you do? But I was out in Devon somewhere.
And
And
everyone's
he's
a
like,
horse breeder.
I'm a pig inseminator. And I was like, right.
Oh, wow.
So many follow-up questions. So I learned
Whoa.
all
Yeah.
sorts.
I'd have ended the gig there. I'd be like, this is amazing. Get on stage.
It went on for a long time.
Did it?
Yeah. Everyone had questions.
Yeah.
Especially his
top
wife.
that.
I thought that
She
all
didn't
the
know.
audience would just be other pig inseminators.
No, you only need one.
Yeah.
You just need the
I need
one.
one.
So William caught the acting bug. He started doing some Amdram. And here we I know. And Victorian Amdram.
been
Sounds
there.
like a bellend.
Hannah's made up her mind.
Yeah, the verdicts are in early in
I
this
like
case.
it. I like it very
He
much.
may well get murdered in cold blood at some point.
I love that.
Aw.
Well, Willie.
You might get your wish. Let's see. Here we are, all very, very, very successful, creative women. But I just wanted to ask, what is the worst job that you guys ever had to do along the way?
Oh my god.
Oh, timing people in HSBC to do their job.
What?
I had a stopwatch around my neck, and if they even put their pen down, I had to time it.
No.
And then everyone got sacked. Oh, it's really bad, isn't it?
That's horrible.
I was like the devil. I was sent in,
You were power hungry, weren't you?
and I was like, listen, if you're good to me, I'm good to you. I won't tell them about your loo break. If you don't tell them I'm going home early. No, I wasn't that bad, but it was
seems-
one of the worst jobs I've ever done because I just
And it was literally around your neck.
I had a
like
stopwatch around my
Flavor
neck,
Flav.
and I signed up to this temp agency. They're like, you're going around the UK, and I was like, fucking Ilford, which is it's a shithole. And I was in a travelodge where a prostitute got murdered
die.
outside the fucking travelodge, and I was
Oh,
like, I don't
no.
like my job and my life. And then I was sent into HSBC.
At least it's temporary.
Yeah, and yeah, it's all about your job gone. And they all treated me like I was like the CEO. And I was like, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I've just been given like the code for you going to the loo is like CO123 or whatever. And they were like, oh God. And they were so nervous around me. And I was like, I'm really sorry. And then on the BBC News app about like 2 months later, it was like HSBC and now it's his Coles. And I was like, oh no.
And that was you.
Yeah,
Wait,
really
how
bad.
old were you?
I was like 22 or something. Yeah, it was really bad. It was one of the worst jobs I've ever had.
Amazing.
Yeah.
At 22.
I was, like
Just
right little
determining people's
gobshite. Yeah. It's just like, you'll be
God, you
sacked.
didn't give a fuck.
I just wanted the money. But you say yes to any temp
Of
job.
course, yeah.
And then I sort of
I bet I
realised.
can imagine you though. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
I bet you were
someone's
mad
been in the
with power.
toilet a little bit long.
Yeah.
Okay. Lunch break went over an hour.
Yeah, did you start a little bit like, oh, I'm sorry, and then
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
end
yeah.
you were just like, come on.
Yeah, but they hated me. Like, they obviously they hated me.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
fair.
But I was like, I'm just stuck in the middle. Don't shoot the messenger. Getting the clipboard out. Yeah, it was really bad. That's the worst job I've had.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Do you know, ironically, the worst job I've ever had, it wasn't HSBC, but it was nationwide. So I was one of the people. I was one of your victims, actually.
yeah. I'm so
Did
sorry.
you ever get timed? Like
No,
that?
we never got timed, but we certainly were kind of encouraged not to, like, go to
Dilly-dally.
So bad,
Yeah,
isn't
not
it?
to go to the toilet if there was a queue out of the door of old
Oh
people,
my
which
God.
on the Isle of Wight, of course, there was a queue out of the door.
Oh my gosh, and you're so prone to UTIs.
Oh my God.
Yes, do you know what? Yes, I remember.
Maybe that's why.
I think it's all of the hot sex that was happening.
I have a code for that. Actually.
Not on Susie's time.
Yeah.
Oh,
More than work hours.
That's just gonna burn, baby, burn. Until I go home and pop to the doctor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
It was a good detour.
That
gotta
is
say.
amazing job
I'm
at
annoyed you've
22.
answered that because what if some of our listeners were those people and
They
had
might
it
be.
for us?
Yeah, well, so they should. Karma's coming for me.
Yeah.
Please, I know she was a bell end, but I've done nothing and I'm
Yeah.
attached to her.
Attachment. So William starts landing professional acting jobs before you can say Shakespeare and wanker. He's starring in Othello, Much Ado About Nothing, Romeo and Juliet. People start to take notice. They think he's hot.
Oh.
Hannah. They think he's hot. I love how much she hates him. It's fantastic.
I bet he's asleep. I bet he's got like a. I bet he wore a hat.
In the Victorian era, that's not really.
That's not that bad actually. Yeah.
That absolute prick in the
I
hat.
even wear hats, but I just imagine this guy.
Always in a hat. Oh, that's fantastic.
Axes.
So he marries a fellow actress called Isabel. They punch out 3 kids. One of them is a daughter called Elaine, and she becomes a musical comedy star.
Oh, wow.
See, I'm all for Elaine. Elaine, go
Theatre
for.
kids.
Elaine was a cool chick.
Great.
There we go. So loyal husband, loving father, adored actor. William had it all by age 45. But guys, he did piss off a few people along the way. For a start, he did a show called The Harbor Lights, which was a very successful play. It ran for 513 performances. But starring in that play put quite a strain on William's family life. Why?
I think he was gay and sleeping with men. Is that right?
No.
No.
Well, not
Suzie, that's not a crime.
And that's disgusting, and it should be banned.
Is this what they taught you at HSBC?
Yeah.
It's not right.
The world's homophobic bank.
Are you saying this because you know the case and you thought that was the answer?
I
or
think
you
I might be
just
thinking of someone else.
guessed? Oh, right.
Oh,
But
interesting.
you got.
But I just wonder if my sources didn't bring this up.
No, well, let's
That
see
feels
where
like
this
a
goes.
major detail.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes I will embellish the truth. So don't go with that. I thought that was the reveal, but no. No.
Is
I
it
mean,
that
it
he
wouldn't
was
be a
shagging
one.
around in general?
Okay. Good thinking.
Or he was just out late being like all saucy and a big fucking stupid head.
Wearing his hat.
And his stupid hats. And his big prick hats.
It's men. Men are my problem in this.
But not
Notice
Atim. We're
Elaine.
sorry, Atim.
No,
We love
not
you.
you. Elaine, I'm all for. I was like, yeah, you go, girl.
We like Elaine.
Yeah.
Nothing bad happens to Elaine. I'll just say that
Good,
now.
good.
Good.
Can I
any-
top up? Is that
Yes,
all
please.
right?
Oh yeah, open the other one because that
Please.
one's done.
Ooh.
We've done that one.
Oh, we got to open a bottle. This is exciting.
You'll probably need to open another bottle afterwards as well.
This is going to be chaos. We're so sorry.
No, I love
That's
it.
why we got. That's why we got
Taylor,
another
I'm so
bottle.
sorry
Yeah,
for
great.
interrupting you.
Not at all. Oh my gosh.
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah, what is
What was
the
the
question?
I don't know. Why did starring in this play put a strain on his family life?
Shagging.
Is
Hannah
it?
went with shagging.
Yeah, shagging around. I don't know whether or not, like, I always think this. If you're in the West End and you're doing a show every night, you're out every single night.
Yeah.
And is it just the fact that
Like,
And
Fingering.
it was a long
fingering?
run.
Sorry.
Fingering.
Fingering. Do you know what, Hannah?
So
You're
she has
spot
to
on.
write.
Nice.
Yes, he was-
Fingering the ladies. Oh, man.
He started banging his co-leading actress, Jessie Millward, who was 24 years old.
Oh my God.
was
And
he
how old
45?
is he?
He's
Of course
45.
he fucking is.
Yep, he went all
Yeah.
DiCaprio.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What a
Wow.
shit.
We're not celebrating that. We're not celebrating that.
30-year age difference.
No, Leo, we know you're a fan, but we don't approve.
Would anybody else like a topic?
Yes, I'm gonna have some.
Yes.
Go
I gotta get rid of this water.
Do you know what? Shall I go round? Shall I go round? I'll do the.
Oh, so sweet.
you.
Thank
I'll do
you.
the Lord's work.
Thank you so much.
There we
Much
go.
appreciated. So yeah,
Thanks, babe.
now not only was he starring in this play, but they started getting cast, the two of them, in all these other plays because the public were like, we love the love scenes they do. They're so
The chemistry's
realistic.
amazing.
No.
Can you imagine being his wife? You'd be fucking fuming.
Isabel
course
was
she would.
fucking fuming.
Yeah.
She was not best pleased. Her career is not going as well because she's got 3 kids. You
Is
can
she an
imagine.
actress as well?
You can imagine. Yeah, she's an
Oh,
actress as well.
Oh, I feel so sorry for her.
I know. But there was another fractious relationship in William's life. What might that have been? It had nothing to do with his family.
Gay lover.
Well, yeah, or like gambling. Like, I feel like he's a gambling man.
Ooh.
But again, this is all vague. Don't know.
Drugs.
No, these are
What
good
else is-
guesses.
what else
There's-
is
What
he-
was that?
what else is going on in his
What was all
life?
that stuff they used to take in the Victorian times?
Oh, snuff.
Laudanum.
Laudanum,
Opium?
yes.
Yeah, opium. That's what I was thinking of.
Opium.
I think he was
Laudanum's
an
no
opium
fun.
addict.
No, but laudanum's the same kind of vibe, isn't it?
Did they abuse it though? I think it just puts you to sleep. Opium's a bit
Opium.
more
Yeah,
fun.
stronger.
Opium's bad.
It
Bad
is so
vibes.
bad.
So naughty, everyone.
So
You
bad.
drown yourself. I said you will, don't. I didn't say do.
I love when something makes me snort. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's the good stuff.
Go on, what? Do tell.
Oh, sorry. I'm driving this bus. Okay. William had taken a struggling Scottish actor under his wing called Richard Arthur Prince. Richard had also had a small role in The Harbour Lights, but instead of banging him, William offered to coach him.
Okay, well, we all know what that means.
Now, unlike William, and this is why I asked earlier, Richard had come from a struggling family. He was one of 9 children. He had worked really hard to get into acting. His father had worked as a ploughman, which I think is a cheese sandwich.
It is.
He was a cheese sandwich for a while.
He was a cheese sandwich
Yeah.
for a
A
while.
cheese
Temp
plate,
agency.
really.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's not.
It's more. It's not a
It's not a
sandwich.
plate.
It's
isn't
much
it?
more.
What?
It's not a sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
It's not
For the
classically a
listeners, there's
sandwich.
something called a
Really?
ploughman's lunch.
a ploughman's lunch.
And what's
exactly.
on a
So
proper?
you'll have a bit of crusty bread. You'll have some butter. You'll have a small array of cheeses, usually cheddar, bit of mature, maybe a bit of red Leicester, and then you'll have pickled onions, Branston pickle, a few little bits of salady things.
Yeah.
This is very new to me.
And that's
Maybe a
you
bit of
can have
ham.
a ploughman's sandwich, but it has derived from the initial.
And you
ploughman.
can make a ploughman's sandwich with a ploughman's plate because you've got the crusty bread.
Oh,
You
I
can
see.
shove it all together if you want.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just because it's easy to carry about, and you can have your little picnic before you get to work on your tractor or whatever ploughmans do.
Pretty sure Weatherspoons do a ploughman's as well, so
don't
I'm not
think-
sure you're
I don't
always
think-
going straight to work.
I don't think I'm the best one to talk about. She said, middle of the day, carver on the chair.
And his mother worked long hours in the fields alongside him. So, humble background. Now, Richard had done very badly in school, and he was, by most accounts, quote unquote, mentally unstable. Grain of salt, always, at this point in history, when anyone is called that. I would be in an institution.
I think we would.
Yeah,
We're
we'd be all
unmarried
banged
and
up.
without children.
Yeah, yeah. Spinsters.
Lock 'em up.
I do believe I would still prefer to be in an asylum. Rather than be married. But each to
No.
I just see you getting carted away from the studio in a white jacket. White jacket,
yeah,
straight
fine.
jacket.
Absolutely.
You're like, yes.
This is just a strange detail that his mother was once asked, what do you think is wrong with Richard? Why is he like this? And she said, I think he got too much sun as a kid. I love the Victorian understanding of sunshine.
Yeah.
Light.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the tan was
Richard.
deeply unfashionable, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to have them. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So delicious.
That massage will be all the better for it.
By the way, Hannah's not going to give Taylor a massage at the end of this, just so you know, before we discuss the
That's
fact
not
that...
what we
It got
were
creepy
told.
really fast.
All we heard was don't mention it on the podcast.
So Richard had struggled as an actor for several years, and now here's this, cocksure actor offering to coach him. What did Richard think of William?
Well, I
Was
mean-
he pleased by this offer?
I feel like he was
Jealous,
thrilled.
but thrilled. I think a mix. It's, you know.
I think he must have looked up to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but obviously coveted his fame and success.
Oh, maybe a bit of a green-eyed monster. Maybe he was a bit jealous. Uh-oh.
Well, Richard thought that William was a posh twat.
Oh.
And he also felt that he was a much better actor than William was.
Interesting.
Fucking
And
love
then-
actors. They're so fun of themselves, aren't they?
Yeah.
So he hated him, but he accepted the offer to let William
Right.
coach him because that's what we all have to do to get ahead. But things quickly started to turn sour between the two of them. Richard began drinking heavily, and during a rehearsal, something happened which made William sever the relationship with this guy. What did Richard do at this rehearsal?
Oh, did he finger the woman that he...
Yeah.
Did he finger it?
What is with the fingering?
I don't know.
today?
Hannah brought up fingering and I
It's
thought...
just such a fun word to
The
say.
gesture that you just did too was like.
Is that not what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to look at all of my past relationships.
Yeah,
They all...
I was taught that was the way to approach somebody.
That's just it, isn't
And
it?
if you're listening, just use your imagination for what's happening right now.
Yes.
Should we say hi to my mom?
Hi,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
I do that every time things get sort of bodied.
Yeah,
A bit
yeah,
She's like,
saucy.
I'm so unfazed by everything you say.
Did she
Yeah.
listen to all of it? Oh, that's so nice.
I know, it's
Kathy.
really sweet.
Love
She's
that.
very supportive.
To
Oh,
be
I
fair,
love-
our mum's listened to every one of
No,
mine.
my mum's definitely stopped.
Oh, has
Yeah.
she? Lucy, you
I know.
fucking piece of shit.
I know. Lucy stopped.
she won't be
She's like-
listening, will she?
She's like, I've
So-
got a lot to catch up on. I was like, oh, which one are you on? She's like, I'm 82. And I'm like, we're on 116. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Lucy.
Terry's still on. Terry's still on.
Yeah, good for
Terry's
Terry.
still
Oh, good.
Good.
And does she even listen to a mashup as well?
on. She'll listen
Oh.
to. She will listen to the shit out of this. Like,
Oh, it's nice,
she
isn't
will.
it?
She will. She gets very thrilled when someone says her name.
Come on then, Terry. Come on.
Come on, Terry.
Come on, Terry.
Enjoy yourself.
But I think Richard has outed the relationship somehow in a kind of like, being like, well, you weren't like that last night or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's done it in a cloaked way because obviously
Okay.
illegal. But I think then Willie's been a bit like, right, that's it. Is it homosexuality is illegal back then, isn't it?
Sorry, I thought you meant he was going to out him and the woman.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm still going on my gay track, but
Right. I think he's
That's
outed
just
him
my
and the woman.
guess.
Which
Wow.
might
yeah,
well
yeah.
have been the case. Again, were
Yeah.
my sources just really prudish? I don't know.
well, it's a possibility, isn't it? And it
it's
wouldn't have been
definitely a
reported, and no one would have
possibility.
written about it.
Well,
But there is a,
right.
you
Yes,
know,
yeah.
Right.
possibility.
And the Scottish accent, like, yeah, I go for that.
But the relationship was hot.
Plowman's son.
She was like, you posh twat.
That's a sexual position, isn't it? The plowman's son.
Is it?
Plowman's son. Let's
Oh
do
my
the
God.
plowman's. I'm not.
I mean, you can
bendy enough.
picture something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is, and I know that I can't do that. Unless it's me asleep and missionary. I
Asleep?
I don't know very. Well, I said to Adam once, I was like, do you know what? You can't. Sorry, Terry. I said to Adam once, I was like, you can't just. I'm going to go to sleep, but you crack on. And I was joking, but then he went, oh, no, I can't. I'll rattle around. I was like, Adam, it's a vagina, not a 2 up, 2 down. What are you talking about? I rattle around where? It was the rudest thing I'd ever heard.
Also, that he just considered it.
Yeah, he went-
I don't think that would be nice for me.
Yeah. The only reason he didn't is because he might wake me.
My God.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I was kidding. Consent is
Oh,
very
I
important.
snorted again. It's a 2-snort episode. That
I
is
don't feel
a
very honest.
There should be a little like ding ding at the bottom of
Yeah.
the screen.
snort meter.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything you'd like to add there, Hannah? What do you think?
I believe I said fingering, but I also...
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm also happy to sort of say, I think it's something about the ego. I think he's kind of been like, they would have done a scene and then Richard was like, I acted you off the stage. And that
something cutting.
that would really upset him.
Yeah.
You're closer with that. Very
Yeah, a
good.
cut to the ego.
Richard showed up drunk to the rehearsal, and William did a scene, and he called him out for being a shit actor in front of
wow.
everyone. Oh no, he'd had enough. And William had him kicked out of the production. And just doing this made Richard a pariah in the theater world. Like, he couldn't get any work after this.
He sullied
Because
his
William
name.
had such a reputation. He's like,
Yeah.
you're that William. So couldn't land any roles. So now, on the 16th of December, 1897, William was approaching the Adelphi Theatre in Covent Garden,
Lovely.
and something happens. What happens?
He gets stabbed by the other one.
Okay.
His name I can't remember.
Richard.
That's all right.
Also, isn't the Adelphi where the Woman in Black was on?
No, Adelphi's where
Ghost
Spotify
Story.
is.
Oh. What? No, the Adelphi Theatre. What was on there? I thought it was about ghosts. I think a Ghost Story might.
I think Six the musical's on that.
They're not that ghosty.
I'm terrible with the theater names. See, I
Yeah.
thought Matilda was there, but that's not. That's
One
not
of us is
Matilda.
definitely wrong.
Or all of us.
That's for sure.
Also, I don't think they were on when this happened.
No.
yeah.
All these little kids just come running out screaming.
Okay,
Yes,
so we have
well,
I think
stabbing.
he was stabbed
Yeah.
or strangled.
Okay. Hannah George?
I think he went to an Angus steakhouse. the one in Leicester Square. Is that what
Well,
it's
it's
Yeah.
like £17 for a portion chips.
Have you ever been
Exactly.
to one?
I haven't, and I
No.
love steak. But
I have. It's awful.
Is it
Is
bad?
it as
looks
bad
like it
as
might
it
be.
looks?
So overpriced.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Is
It's
it?
not as bad as
Such a
Frankie and
blind
Benny's,
spot.
because that's the worst
Yes.
place ever.
If I want to like celebrate someone else's birthday, I'll go to Frankie and Benny's.
I,
But,
do, I,
like,
will, I will
Yeah.
not step foot on boycotting.
I've
And I
never
have
been to
for 5
either, I don't
years.
think.
Frankie and Benny's.
I've been to a Frankie and Benny's.
What were your thoughts? Horrific.
And it was very pricey. It's not. The thing is, Americans going to diners like we have diner standards,
right.
and it's just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
trying to be something that it's not.
I completely
Yeah,
agree,
yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been to an Angus. I had a friend visit me here though, and like before I could save him, he's like, "We're just gonna grab some food," and then I came to meet up with him and his girlfriend. I'm like, "Where'd you guys eat? Like of all the places?" And he's like, "Oh, we found this place called the Angus Steakhouse." I was like, "No."
They caught him. Oh, God.
And that's why people think like food isn't good here. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you make bad choices.
Yes.
Yes,
This
exactly.
is on you.
I shall tell you, you were right. He was stabbed. William was stabbed multiple times to death by someone hiding in a doorway, wielding a butcher's knife.
Oh, what a
has-
classic.
Yeah.
A lovely little classic.
A classic. So your question is, who was the murderer? Was it Richard, the scorned actor? Was it Isabel, his scorned wife, or someone else entirely who didn't like this guy, like
Is it-
Hannah's ancestors?
Is it me? It was me.
You went back in
Isabel's
time.
wife thinking it was the guy, the other one.
Was what?
Was it his wife? Hang on, which one was killed?
So the
William?
45-year-old William
Yeah.
is stabbed
Right.
outside the theatre where he's...
Yeah. So I'm asking,
Oh, I see.
who done it?
I think it was the. I'm going to say the wife.
Okay.
I'm going to say the wife. I hope it was
Okay.
for her. You know.
Maybe the mistress even. Maybe she's kind of like, you know, you're never gonna be with me, so I'm out,
Nice.
and you're out.
I like it.
Whereas I'm like, I think it was Dickie. Dickie got Willie.
Okay. Dickie did get Willie.
Dickie
Obsessed with sex with two men.
Sorry,
Dickie
since
got
fingering.
Willie?
You've been saying fingering for the last half an hour. I think Dickie got Willie.
Of course it was Richard. Isabel was too busy
Yeah.
with all the housework and emotional labor.
Yes.
She was planning birthday parties.
I just wanted it to be her, so she had something for herself.
I know.
Yes,
I
yeah,
know.
know.
yeah.
So Richard's immediately arrested. The trial was a huge sensation in the press. So straight to it, what was Richard's sentence?
To be or not to be?
I feel like back in those
Very
days,
good.
maybe like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Well, they even
Long.
back out working, don't they?
Fortnight to think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, because he's Merkin, I reckon he's banged up for life.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
yeah.
Oh, yes. The hangy-hangy.
he attracts a horse, you know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, the hangy.
Yeah.
I think he might be death sentence.
Okay. Well, he was found guilty, obviously, but he was found not responsible for his actions
Oh, 'cause
under the,
he's
and I love the way it's phrased, the Trial of Lunatics Act of 1883. Oh, so he was
Mental
sentenced
health.
to life at Broadmoor,
Oh wow, okay.
which at the time was
he?
called the Broadmoor Lunatic Asylum.
I didn't
I
know
have to
Broadmoor was that
say-
old.
The word lunatic is a good word. Probably not. It's probably a bit frowned upon.
It's a great word, though. I
But
know
is
what
it
you mean.
lunatic?
And it's a bonkers.
Because it's about the moon, isn't it?
Yeah, bonkers origin. Yeah, he had too much sun. Too much sun as a
Too much
kid.
moon, too much sun.
Too much moon.
Yeah, too much moon, too much sun, and too much moon.
I'll tell you,
The poor lad, he's
unbelievably,
just fucked.
He apparently didn't have such a bad time at Broadmoor. He kind of found himself.
God, is it like Hugh Grant at the end of Paddington? Is he just like,
Yes.
A little bit. A little bit.
What a lovely story in the end.
Yeah,
He
because I
became-
hated that dickhead. And I'm glad he's dead. No, that's bad, isn't it?
He
was
became
real.
the head of entertainment at Broadmoor, so he
What?
directed all the plays there. He got to be in charge. It's like he finally found the clout
God.
amongst his people.
stop that there's a head of entertainment at
I know.
There
Why
was,
isn't this
baby.
a film? I would watch the shit out of this.
I don't know what. Well, do I know for sure that they haven't? I remember reading when I was researching this that they've
Why not on the phone?
they put it as like a couple episodes of things, and they did like a Sherlock storyline
Okay.
that followed it. But I don't know that they've done something just on this case.
Oh.
Sounds nice.
We pitch a lot of Netflix shows,
We do. They suddenly.
and then they get made, and we're like, why do we keep pitching that? out
Do you
loud?
think there's like a secret, like,
No, but it would be good because there's so many of the
Yeah.
episodes.
It's just because stories are good. They're
yeah,
good, right?
yeah.
Would it kill them to hire us every once in a while, though? No. Anyway, and he died of natural causes there at the age of 79.
Oh,
He was there for
Oh, we
ages.
had
That's
a really
quite
lovely
heartwarming.
time, yeah.
yeah.
really lovely
I feel like
time.
Robin Williams, R.I.P., would play him well.
Oh,
Don't you think?
God.
oh.
Or like Philip Seymour Hoffman, or that kind
Oh,
of
you
vibe.
just
Why
made
are you
my
looking
two
at dead people?
saddest.
I know.
celebrities.
Just like
Yes, I
I
love
know.
both of them.
Name an actor that's alive,
Yeah,
Suzie. Please.
Timothy Chalamet, for fuck's sake.
When is his number up? For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Yeah.
He needs a break, that guy, doesn't he?
Die of malnourishment. Okay, he's just so tiny. Okay, I guess I'm curious.
Yeah.
Where can I fit him?
Yeah,
you
a
know,
little
just put
pocket.
him in unusual places.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but guys, the story doesn't end there. Oh no.
Oh.
What do you think started to happen around ye old Covent Garden
Well, come on.
after
Come
the
on.
Moida?
Come
on,
on.
Ghost Huns.
Come on.
Oh, everyone kept saying they were seeing his ghost.
They did indeed. So the ghost of William Terriss is said to haunt both the Adelphi Theatre and Covent Garden Tube Station to this day, which I think is fascinating because Covent Garden Station wasn't even built until 10 years after William's death. So if anything, he's just like,
Yeah.
oh my God!
Technology's amazing.
Oyster card! Wow!
Why are all these people walking on the wrong side of this fucking escalator?
Stay to the right. So let's raise a glass to Dickie and Willie.
Dickie and Willie.
Cheers. More to Dickie, though.
Oh, there we go.
Cheers, there you
Definitely
go.
to Dickie.
So
Yeah,
we
wow.
finished on a bit of a ghost story, but it's
That was
time.
nice.
It was a nice.
I
Well,
enjoyed
who's
it.
the, there's a
story.
celebrity who, and I think it was, is it Jason Manford? He was doing a show, I think at the Adelphi, and he's got a ghost story about seeing this exact guy, but he didn't know the
really?
story at all. And he was like, he was zooming his young son, and his son was like, "Who's the
Why
guy,
would you
Daddy?"
Zoom your son.
Because he was doing late
FaceTime?
nights. He was doing late nights, and he was
Surely.
just like, the son was like, "Who's
You're
the
going to
man?"
send your son a Zoom link.
Skype, old school. And apparently,
Actually, can we do Teams? Would you mind doing Teams,
Yeah.
Johnny?
Do you mind if we record this?
but the son was
you
like,
share
"Daddy,
your
who's the guy with the moustache
you draw
behind
today?
you?"
Whoa.
And he was like, "There's no guy with a moustache behind me." And apparently, he kept on doing it. And the son was like, "No, there's a man with a moustache." And he was like, "Okay." And then he got talking to like the cast of the crew, or whatever, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's William Terriss who has a moustache," and they described it exactly how his son had. And he and his son didn't know the story.
Oh, that's
Manford's a
very
bullshitter.
cool.
He probably wears a hat.
He was just trying to get it away from the fact that everyone was like, "Why are you doing Microsoft Teams with your child?"
That's a man with a hat if I've ever heard a story. No, that's awesome.
So yeah.
So we hand over to you now, Ghost Huns, because
Oh,
I understand that
yeah.
you
Oh
have
my
a
gosh.
little ghost
Yes,
story
yes,
for us.
yes.
I love ghost stories, by
Do
the way.
you?
I do. I
Have you
enjoy-
seen one?
I enjoy listening to you.
Have you guys actually? What are your? We don't know this. What are your? Do you believe in it? Or are you skeptics? And have you seen anything?
I'd say I'm a skeptic until I'm like on my own somewhere and it's nighttime. I've occasionally like read reviews of hotels just to see if they're just shitholes or not. And someone has put like, I saw a monk at the end of the hallway, and I've gone, well, I'm not staying there. Like, it is always a fucking monk, isn't it? Yeah. So I sort of think to myself,
you get creeped out.
I get a little bit creeped out, but I don't necessarily believe. Although I did know a woman who she claimed she could talk to ghosts, and she was an older woman, and she would like take a pen and a paper and she'd go and sit under a tree somewhere, like, and then she would just write this whole life story of this person that they would be telling her, and it'd be 5 or 6 pages long, and they would say, I've lost something, I can't go over to the other side, so I need you to find the thing. And then she would look around the area and she'd see some sort of energy, and she'd dig and she would find often a ring, and she had this whole sort of like display of these things that she found. And what's weird about that's the only thing that's ever made me go, oh fucking hell, like, because
was there someone local to you, like someone?
This was on the Isle of Wight, yeah.
Was
and
it?
this is kind of like,
I don't know why that makes me believe her.
Yeah, she's a woman of the sea.
Island people don't lie.
The only thing about that is just like, it's just that this old woman, she couldn't drive. She was quite elderly. And also they would sort of like drive her to somewhere where they wouldn't tell her where she was going to go, and then see if she could sort of pick anything up. So she couldn't really have planted it. That was that's the only thing for me.
I do believe in that stuff.
I think they're proper charlatans.
But how does she make this up? I believe in that stuff. I think mediums, very, very small % of them are the real thing.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think a load of them are charlatans and scummy, grief-dwelling, awful people. But maybe your woman got through.
I've got a sister-in-law who is quite groovy and quite connected to all of that.
Should come back.
She's quite groovy. And she's the least charlatan.
She's a groovy lunatic.
I love that.
She doesn't do it as a job or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she has always just had, I don't think she would say like, oh, I literally have seen ghosts, but she has had weird experiences that you have trouble explaining.
Oh, really?
So I'm both a skeptic and somebody who I believe in the power of psychology. Like, I think what our minds can do is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't explain that easily. But I've also had I've had one weird experience which I can't explain.
Oh,
so that makes you go. I'll try to tell it quickly.
Yeah, no, go on.
Well, just because I want to hear the story. So we lived in this flat in London that was, I don't know, it had a weird vibe to it. And my husband's much more open to this stuff. So he was always going like, do you ever notice when you like walk past this one part, like a weird smell just comes? And
Is it the toilet? Just saying.
Like you'd smell a cigar all of a sudden, or just something, or like perfume. And then it was just in this one tiny place. I'm like, shut up, no. And it was right near our bedroom. So my daughter was a toddler at the time. So there was a bit of light coming through our bed, and I woke up. And I know you've said on your podcast, like, when it happens at night and you're asleep, it's bullshit. It's just a dream. I'm like,
really
damn it.
Yeah, very on the spot.
God damn it. But I was definitely awake, especially the second part of this. But I saw the door open slowly. And that's when I was still like just getting awake. And I was like, oh, I wonder if like Maisie woke up and opened our door, confused. So I got up. But when I went to the door, there was this little handbag that my daughter used to play with, and it was propped against the door, holding the door open. So that didn't make any sense.
Weird.
So then I went, oh, I should check and make sure, like, has there been a break-in, or is still very confused. So I walked outside, and I could see that my daughter's room, it was shut. She was asleep. And I saw this big box of Lego that was in the hallway, and it was just on its side down, normal position. I walked around the corner, went and checked the door. It was locked. It was deadbolted, fine. When I came... still get so freaked out because when I walked back around, the Lego box was up on its side.
Oh shit!
In the middle of the hallway.
What the fuck?
And I just could not explain it. Like,
I think that's weirder than seeing a ghost.
It
You
was
can then sit there and
so
go,
fucked up.
Look, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's there.
And we always say this, when something like relatively normal, like a Lego box, is slightly off, it's really creepy.
Yeah.
There's something about just like the normal everyday, but like slightly warped.
What was
It's
weird is
so
I
weird.
didn't feel scared. My thought was like,
shit my
somebody's fucking with me.
Yeah.
Like, you're
But
fucking with
who?
me. So here's the weird part. But this is where I think you sort of, I don't know. I'll stop trying to explain it. So a friend of mine had died a couple days before. He had taken his own life. And he's somebody that I'd gone to high school with. And I hadn't spoken to him in years, but I remember getting the news that I was really devastated. And I just had this one thought that I'm like, God, if anybody would fuck with me in the afterlife, it's him.
Oh, really?
Because he was such a prankster and he just loved to mess with people.
That's really interesting.
But I also think it's very narcissistic to think, like, I'm sure he visited me.
A couple of days later, he's like, hello.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like...
No, but
no, not at
I don't
all.
know.
I don't think
I don't
that's
know. But I
beyond
know
the
that
pale.
by the time, I was wide awake and I was walking around and I know that box was not on its side. And my daughter could not
That's really
have gotten out of her room. Her
No.
door was loud. Why would she have done that anyway? She would have called
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we're sent so many stories like that I'm like, how can hundreds of these stories come through and like we're like, no, not real. Like I'm skeptical, but I'm also like, well, there's also truth in it. So I don't know what I stand somewhere in the middle where I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't explain that. What does it mean?
Yeah.
I have no answer.
No,
But
I don't think any of us really. I mean, you hear some stories and you're like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever. Or you go on some ghost. We go on ghost hunts every month, and we go on some, and some people you're like, oh, just give it a rest. But then sometimes things happen. Like I've told the story so many times to people, but I lost a necklace when I was away, and I knew I was definitely sure that I had it on. I knew I had, because things had happened all day that had made me see it, and like I dropped something on it, so I wiped it, and it said fuck on it. And I thought, should I be wearing it to a spa?
Of course it did.
So I was like, should I be wearing it to a spa? So I kind of like looked in the mirror at it in the spa and went, no, I'll keep it on. No one's going to see it. And then lost it in the pools. Came back and I was like, I'm really annoyed that I've lost it, because we used to use it for pendulums, for the live shows. We used to, it was so inexpensive, but it was so, I was just really upset that I'd lost it. And my boyfriend was like, oh, I'll just get a new one. And I was like, oh, fuck off, you don't understand. And then I come home and it's there. Just on my jewelry box. But I knew I had it. Any other time, I would have thought, I wouldn't have even known. I would have thought I didn't put it on. But just all day that day, something kept bringing me back to going, I'm wearing it now. And I know I am, because I can remember those 3 things that have happened. So how did it get here?
It's fucking
Very
with you.
strange.
Right?
But then we were also like, it's not going to just like bob down the M6. Like, bop, 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 bop. Yeah, exactly.
Like
Like,
TikToks from people being like, have you seen that fuck necklace?
Oh
but
my
it
God.
is, even my boyfriend
That
says.
is the Pixar short we all need.
Yes. Yeah, the fuck necklace. But even my boyfriend said, when I told him, I was like, that necklace has turned up. And he went, it can't have done, because I was staring at your tits and I noticed that you were wearing your foot necklace. And I thought that was a bit bold.
That's
so it can't have just turned up. But even he was like, that's
Weird.
I don't
It's
know
weird.
what's happened.
Yeah.
But those are just like little instances that you never know about. There is one thing that we have done before, but it's kind of, listen, I don't have all the details, so this will probably take me about 30 seconds to say it. If you can remember any, please do jump in. But in like the very early 1800s, like 1803, I think it was, there was something called the Hammersmith ghost. And everybody kept reporting that they'd see this ghost in like graveyards and down on canal paths, and they'd see this ghost everywhere. There were reports of like the ghost actually hurting people, and it'd pull them in, and it would hurt women, but then it would also hurt men. And so they got so freaked out by it. They got so like scared by it that someone stayed up one night and was like, I'm gonna fucking find this ghost. I'm gonna
Kill this
It
ghost.
turns out I'm gonna kill this
Kill it dead again.
Bill Murray turned up and was like, fucking busted that bastard. And it turned out that he'd stayed up and he'd waited for this ghost to turn up. So he saw it, and he saw the ghost, and he shot it with his gun. And it turned out it was a guy doing repairs on the buildings there. But like, how fucking blind have you got to be to not understand the difference between a man, a probably sexual assaulter in a fitted sheet who was just trying it on with women, and then a man in overalls?
Yeah.
So that was very...
I think we
very
covered this at some point.
We did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
This Hammersmith
But it was
ghost.
so long ago
So long ago.
that I barely remember it. Were there copycat
Yeah, there was
people who were
loads of-
starting to try to get away with mostly messing with women, so they would dress up and
exactly, yeah.
But the guy who was killed was just
Was
repairing.
just in his white overalls.
I have a really tiny
Bless
one
him.
that fits in
Please.
with crime because I'm a bit of a nerd, as you know. Apparently, sorry, there's no segue. I'm like crime.
Okay, we're stopping with the Hammersmith ghost. Fine.
I just
Susie,
really
can I do
aware
one, please?
we've got to go. But I did want to put this in because have you heard of Pavel Merseya? I'm actually quite pissed right now. He was a convicted murderer in Romania in the middle of a 20-year sentence when he filed a lawsuit against God.
Whoa.
And apparently that's a popular target for lawsuits in the supernatural list. He claimed that his crimes were due to the unholy influence of Satan, and that because of his baptism and Christian beliefs, God should have protected him from the influence and was in breach of contract.
That's great.
And he filed a lawsuit against the Orthodox Church. It was dismissed because God was not a citizen of Romania. That was not in their jurisdiction. So there
That's
you go.
not in my jurisdiction.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
I love that it came
So there
out
you
of
go.
that.
Yeah.
And he's just not.
It's
a
like
citizen.
God was actually in breach of contract.
It's quite a long bureaucratic process as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So we can't. Oh,
Mad.
that's wild.
Yeah. But anyway,
Weird.
I'll tell the listener story on another episode.
Was he expecting a payout, or just like
an
a
earlier,
release?
reduced sentence?
Some God money, some of that sweet God money.
Yeah. Don't know.
Oh,
Mad.
this has been a blast.
I'm
Oh, it's been
I've
so
had
good.
a really lovely
I could go another hour.
I
another round,
know.
but
My
we've
cheeks are
got-
quite red with the carver.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
No,
really
thank
sticking
you.
to our brand.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And we got to talk a little bit of ghosts and prick actors.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
we've got
glad
everything.
you did.
Everything's in there. Yeah.
You need to
got a
take
little
that
bit of
out. I'm so
everything.
sorry.
So again, let's give a round of applause to ourselves for being drunk
Oh,
Huns
that was
Solving
so
Ghosts.
good.
Yes.
Thank you,
Loved
guys.